On January 13, 2006, Buenos Aires police received a call at 12:38 p.m. about a robbery at Banco Rio. This bank, in a wealthy area of Argentina's capital, held vast riches. Officers arrived to find 4 robbers and 23 hostages inside. They guarded the 2 exits tightly. Negotiations went on all afternoon until the situation changed unexpectedly. By 7 p.m., officers entered the bank to find hostages unharmed, but almost 150 safety deposit boxes emptied. The robbers had vanished without a trace, despite the police watching all exits. This heist, dubbed the robbery of the century. But how did the thieves escape under the watch of over 100 officers? Banco Rio, now Banco Santander Rio, was a top financial institution in Argentina, located in San Isidro, a district with 2 golf courses, a sailing club, and a jockey club. Argentina had seen a similar heist in 1999 in Ramallo, where robbers took hostages. Attempting to escape, they used hostages as shields, leading to a tragic shootout broadcasted live, resulting in the deaths of hostages and a robber. The 2006 Banco Rio heist was handled with caution by police, aware of the previous tragedy and the presence of news cameras. Over 100 officers surrounded the bank, snipers in place, covering all exits. Inside, a robber named Walter negotiated for hostages' release, starting with the bank's security guard. The robbers inside Banco Rio released a young man and woman, showing signs of cooperation. Walter displayed a cheerful demeanor despite the tense situation. The hostages were treated well, even celebrating a bank employee's birthday. At 3:30 p.m., Walter contacted the police, requesting pizza for the 23 hungry hostages. After this, communication ceased. For 3 hours, the police were left in the dark, debating their next move. They wanted to avoid a repeat of the Ramallo incident, where a similar situation had ended in tragedy. Eventually, special forces entered the bank and found the hostages spread across 3 floors: the lobby, the mezzanine, and a basement conference room. The robbers were missing, and a thorough search confirmed they weren't disguised among the hostages. In the basement, the motive became clear. Of the 400 reinforced steel safe deposit boxes, 143 were forced open. The choice to target these boxes over cash revealed Argentinians' distrust in the banking system, especially after the 2001 economic crisis that devastated many bank account holders. People preferred storing valuables in safe deposit boxes, considered more secure during financial turmoil. San Isidro, being an affluent area, meant the boxes in this Banco Rio branch held significant wealth. In the aftermath of the Banco Rio heist, police found a few clues left by the thieves: a battery pack, a tool likely used to open the boxes, and toy guns. The robbers had managed the heist without real firearms. A note was also found, reading, "In a neighborhood of rich people without weapons or grudges, it's just money, not love." This event, watched by Argentinians nationwide, led to the robbers being seen as modern-day Robin Hoods. The mastermind was Fernando Araujo, inspired by a previous failed heist in Ramallo. Araujo, often engaging in unconventional activities, was an artist and martial arts instructor. He lived an impulsive life, contrasting with his childhood friend Sebastian Garcia Bolster, who led a lawful life, repairing engines and inventing. Araujo's idea for the perfect heist involved not leaving the bank, but disappearing through a hole. This plan, though initially not taken seriously, was a result of Araujo's deep interest in bank robberies. He studied various heists, aiming to avoid past mistakes and execute a flawless robbery. In 2004, Araujo had a plan for a heist, but needed Bolster's technical skills. Bolster, once a part-time bank employee, disliked bankers due to his family's losses in economic crises. Araujo promised no harm and no real weapons, so Bolster joined the heist planning. Buenos Aires storm drains leading to the river were key to their plan. They would dig a tunnel from a drain to the bank. The challenge was the bank's alarm, which they decided not to trigger by robbing during the day when it was off. To avoid suspicion, they planned a fake robbery upstairs while the real heist happened in the basement. The duo recruited a team, including an experienced robber named Doc, his associate Beto from a group called Superbanda, a fixer, a driver, and a financier named Luis Mario Vitet Tiaras, who invested $100,000. Bolster rented a safe deposit box at another bank to study how to open them quietly. He built a jackhammer that could be assembled and disassembled inside the bank. The challenge of moving valuables through water-filled drains led to the idea of using boats, but the water was too low. Bolster built a wooden dam to raise the water level, assembling it in the drain over several days. On the heist day, the 7 men met for coffee, then split up to begin their elaborate plan. Bolster went to the storm drains, aiming for the bank from below. Julian Zairo Echeverria positioned the getaway car, while Vitet and Luis de Uruguayan took a stolen car to the bank's garage. Beto and Doc entered the bank first, with Beto brandishing a toy gun. The sight of the gun had everyone on the floor. Outside, Arroyo parked another stolen car to mislead the police. Disguised in a cap, mask, wig, and sunglasses, Arroyo entered the bank unnoticed. Bolster waited in the tunnel he had dug until Doc broke through the basement wall to let him in. Luis and Beto had already secured the hostages, allowing Vitet to negotiate with the arriving police as Walter, pretending the robbery had gone awry. The plan was to stage a visible, failed robbery upstairs, while the real theft occurred unseen in the basement. Vitet released hostages gradually, convincing the police they were gaining control through negotiation. The crew had 2 hours to complete the heist. Bolster quickly assembled his jackhammer and spent 90 minutes opening safe deposit boxes. Signaled by Arroyo, Vitet descended to the basement, warning the hostages against movement. Beto and Vitet filled bags with valuables, while Arroyo and Doc used bleach and scattered hair to cover their tracks. They exited through Bolster's tunnel, concealing the breach behind a cabinet. The group used Zodiac boats to reach the getaway van. Despite a motor issue, resorting to paddles, they hauled the loot up from the storm drain with a pulley system and drove away, leaving the police to believe the robbers were still inside the bank. By the time the police entered, the robbers were already home, watching the live news coverage and enjoying their pizza. Bolster, known for his intelligence within the group, realized that credit cards were the least valuable loot since they could be easily canceled. To mislead the police, he scattered the cards across various streets, far from their escape route. This tactic created numerous false leads, as each time someone found and tried to use a card, the police had to investigate their involvement. The police, exhausted and without solid leads, felt the sting of public embarrassment. How did the public come to know the identities and stories of the robbers? The answer lies in a single careless mistake. Beto boasted to his wife Alicia about their successful heist at Banco Rio. Given Beto's history of infidelity, sharing such sensitive information with Alicia was not wise. A subsequent argument over missing valuables led to the exposure of the entire operation. 5 weeks later, Beto was stopped by the police while with his mistress. Alicia had revealed the details of the heist to the authorities, implicating Beto, Arroyo, Bolster, Vitet, and Zayo Echeverria, whom she had been preparing the getaway van. Did not mention Doc or the enigmatic Luis from Uruguay, as she had not encountered them. The men were arrested, tried, and sentenced to prison. Most have since been released and are still likely resentful towards Beto for his indiscretion. Despite the unraveling of their plan, the audacity of their heist remains infamous in Argentina. So what do you think about this? Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. Until then, keep exploring.